Hipper here. So we are taking the Tiger 59 out again, and this is my favorite Tier 6 cruiser. Yes, surprising, but it is. It is a fantastic ship, it really is. It's a lot of fun to play. I really love to play this ship here, and I do understand why some people don't like it, because, yeah, well, it has certainly some downsides, and especially the damage output is, so-so, but it does have a lot of qualities and it's actually very powerful. So don't forget to subscribe, like, share and comment, guys. But let's just look at the build here, which I think is probably the best build you can possibly get for Tiger 59. And I have a fully upgraded turret here as my primary commander, Swirsky as an inspiration for better concealment, and Mikawa as well for better concealment, because we want stealth radar on this ship here. So we have no fly zone here because none of the others really make any sense. Look at me now for better concealment, perceptive, mostly for the indicator for enemy ships, and then we have a little bit of a smoke buff here, and of course Smogathon as the legendary skill that gives you extra smokes, which is awesome. So on the ship we have aiming systems, then we have steering gears, only thing that makes sense there, and then we have concealment system mod 1. Alright, let's look at the consumables here. So we have heals and we have 4 smokes, which is awesome. And we only have 2 radars, a little bit of a problem. I would like to have 3. That's the weak point with this build here. 8.5 radius on your radar, so remember that. So we go in here and look at our concealment, 8.4. So that gives you the benefits of Smogathon, plus you are able to stealth radar destroyers. So it makes this ship very useful. And although I prefer personally to play it with an agile build because I think it's more fun, this is like a very close runner-up, because it just makes this ship a real carry ship, really. The only thing that really is a problem is if someone rushes you, because you don't have torpedoes and you don't have sonar, so it is a bit of a problem. But here I get spotted and I wait a little bit and then I pop my radar, and we got this German destroyer here caught in a pretty nasty position. And his broadside also means that my Minotaur AP here can really eat away at him, especially these German ones here. And of course I just smoke up. That means I'm out of harm's way, and I know there's torpedoes coming from this guy here because, well, it would be silly if there weren't, right? But I don't have a sonar, so I just have to, take a chance here, really. And we didn't get him, and I'm a little bit disappointed in my team here. I take an awful risk doing this here, and then I kind of assume that there will be, shells going for that destroyer there. We almost got him, but it would have been better if either myself or someone would have been able to finish him off. But anyway, we're going to cap. So that's the next job here, and I still have my smoke. It's all working beautifully, and we avoided those torps from the German. But we are going to eat one torpedo from this direction here, where I wasn't really aware that anything was sailing over there, because I don't really have a lot of people spotting for me out here. The destroyer is sitting behind me. He is in front of me now, but he was behind me before. Anyway, I just cannot get a citadel on this Helena here. And again, this is why some people find Tiger frustrating a bit, because, well, yeah, the damage output is, first of all, it's not very high. You cannot set fires, and you only have 4 barrels on the ship. You have a very fast reload, yes, but really, what this ship is good at is punishing broadside destroyers, and broadside being the important word there, which I'll show you later in this video here. So with this build here, you're speccing into the most powerful ability of the ship, and it is to equip both smoke and radar at the same time. It's a very powerful combination, obviously, because it means that you can spot destroyers while you're hidden yourself, and Tiger has no armor at all, so you're gonna need that smoke. And with this build you get 9 of them. No, not 9 of them, 4 of them, sorry. No, not 9, that would be nice though. So as soon as this New Mexico here, he comes in within my detection range, I just pop another smoke and I start farming him. Farming is probably not the right word because it takes a very, very long time to get rid of a battleship with this ship here. Just checking none of the torpedoes are hitting me. Like I said, it's going to take a long time to get rid of a battleship, and that's the problem. If a battleship decides to push you in Tiger, then you're in trouble. And you just have to hope that your team will be able to bail you out because you don't have any defense at all. So like I said, as long as you have your smoke, you're fine in the ship here. You don't have to resort to agility like you have to do with an agile build. So I can actually just sit here and, you know, claim this cap here as mine. And there's an awful lot of red ships over here. So obviously I cannot leave my smoke cloud here. And you have to keep in mind that this smoke build here, it's not as overpowered as Minotaur and Plymouth. Meaning that you cannot just pop a smoke and before that smoke runs out, you're ready to pop another one. I do believe between smokes here, even with this build here, you have around 8 to 10 seconds where you are vulnerable. So just keep that in mind. When your smoke runs out, you have to wait about 10 seconds before you can pop the next smoke. It's not a long time, and it's only enough time for most ships to get in one salvo, which is it's not too bad. But it is something just to keep in mind. And of course, something else you have to keep in mind if you play this ship with an agile build is that you only have 2 radars with this build here. Now that is really a bit of a problem actually, but at least you get, like I said in the beginning, you get stealth radar with Tiger in this build here, and that's incredibly powerful. You saw in the beginning how I just sail in, and as soon as I get spotted, I know that the destroyer is within range, so I can just pop my radar and start to punish him. So here I'm waiting for my smoke to come back, and as you can see, it's just back. I was lucky the New Mexico fired just before my smoke ran out, and look at that, very rare, a high caliber in Tiger. But this New Mexico has been broadside for, I don't know, 3 minutes, and I'm a little bit unhappy with my battleship over here on this flank because he's not shooting at this ship. He's not getting rid of this battleship, and until that battleship is gone, I cannot reposition. So just gonna check, is there another destroyer here? And yes, there is. And that's my last radar, of course. But I just wanted to check before I left my smoke if there was a destroyer, you know, sneaking up on me, because I didn't have my sonar. That's also another problem with this ship here. And of course, you can say this was a wasted radar. I probably should have saved it, but I was just a little bit scared I was going to get surprise torped there by some destroyer I wasn't aware of. I mean, I knew the direction from my my indicator there, but I didn't really know what he was up to. So yeah, I guess you can say, was it a waste? Was it? Wasn't it? I don't know. I don't think it was. It was close to being a waste, but it did give me a heads up on these incoming torpedoes here, and I think that was worth it. So the radar and smoke combination, super powerful, and it's so much better on Tiger compared to Belfast. I think Belfast is probably my hate ship #1 in the whole game, in the entire game. Belfast, actually Belfast 43 is even worse. And then Belfast. But then on the other hand, like I said in the beginning, Tiger is my favorite tier 6 cruiser. It is weird because, I mean, they're fairly similar to Belfast and then not similar at all. I mean, this is like a mini Edinburgh in some ways, and Edinburgh is one of my absolute favorite ships. You don't get the armor, but you do get, like I said, the Belfast gimmick here of smoke and radar. So it just makes this ship a lot of fun to play, and that's the most important thing for me, that ships are fun to play. So now I know there's still a destroyer out here somewhere, and he's got me spotted now. So I'm going to move in towards the middle of the map so I can, you know, surprise him, really, is what I want to do. I want him to enter this cap so I know where he is, if I can make him do that. And then now he goes unspotted, so I know roughly that he's just around that corner of the island there. And just having a look, is there anyone I can sink here for an easy kill? I only got 1 kill, but no one around. So the battleship, we need to protect him. We don't want that destroyer breaking through, so he can start capturing the D cap here and possibly torping my New Mexico battleship here. So this is my job now. Like, this flank here is, well, has been my job the whole time pretty much. And I'm assuming this destroyer here is heading in because we're running out of time. He needs to make a move. They are far behind on points, so I'm just dragging it, I don't know, as long as I can. And I just wanted to see where the battleship was actually. So luckily someone spots it for me, and that means, okay, there's no threat out there. So I'm hoping to get this destroyer here broadside. And what do you know, there he is. But he is anchored a little bit, and since you only have AP on Tiger, you have to make sure you shoot at destroyers while they are broadside, because this guy here is clever. He is he's going bow in, and he's, you know, wiggling the best he can, trying to catch as many shells as he can on his bow, so they pretty much just deflect. You can do this if you're facing a Minotaur as well. Not many people do it, but you can. If you just go in, you know, bow in, at least you're gonna survive longer, and you might actually get torps off at some point. And of course, that's what this guy here wants to do. He wants to get close enough. He cannot turn around. As soon as he shows broadside, that's a one-shot kill for me. So he's caught. There's nothing he can do. And I'm just sailing away from him, so there's no way he can torp me either. And sooner or later, I'm going to get him. One of these shells here are going to connect, or like someone else is going to get him. And that was the end of him, and that's pretty much the victory move right there. So we got rid of this last destroyer, and now I can just farm this Scharnhorst here. Or again, farming is not really the right word, because it's a very slow accumulation of damage here. I still have a smoke left, and of course, if you don't use all your consumables in a cruiser, and especially in a British cruiser, then in my opinion, I think you've done something wrong in the battle. So here I get to use my last smoke when the Scharnhorst was just looking at me, and I thought, oh, I better disappear. I mean, someone else is spotting him, and we'll just get a little bit of free damage here. There is a cruiser over at A, but it doesn't matter. We are so far ahead on points now that he can take that cap, and that's all he's gonna have time to do. So it's just a better play to stick around here and you know, help disposing of the Scharnhorst here. Although my contribution is probably not the best, but it's not my fault. I mean, the ship has only 4 barrels, and it does have a fast reload, and you know, sometimes you can get very good damage, like I did on the New Mexico earlier in this game here. But sometimes you're just gonna get shatters and stuff like that, especially when the destroyers don't want to die the way you want them to die, like that other guy just a few minutes ago. But the Scharnhorst is gone now, and we're just about to win on points. And that was a Tiger 59 build here with the Smogathon build, which is awesome on its own. And then you also get the stealth radar by applying the 2 inspirations like I did, and the perk on the commander, and of course the concealment module on the ship itself. So this turns Tiger 59 into an amazing ship, and like really carry ship. And 3200, nearly 3300 XP, I think it says it all. So hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you out there.